So before we begin, I want to tell you a little bit about our series. This health and wellness series came to me from a lot of you might not know. I lost a personal friend. My elementary school friend Chris. He actually passed away from COVID. He was a nurse, a father, and a husband. So it really, affected me in terms of feeling that I wanted to do something to help people. So I put together this series with a bunch of health and wellness professionals. So every Friday, we're going to have a different professional coming on to talk to you about something health or wellness related, whether it's physical or mental. Hopefully, it'll help you or someone you love out, because what we found is a lot of people are too shy to ask for help, and hopefully they'll get benefit from this information and to help them or someone they love, or you can feel free to share it as well. So without further ado, today we have Lori Bender. She's a holistic health coach that helps her clients achieve lasting habit change through mind-body transformation. She's a certified integrative health practitioner and a transformational health and life coach. Lori is also a full-time executive sales associate for Douglas Elliman and is currently on the sales team for the Waldorf Astoria in New York City, where we work together. Lori loves to travel and recently moved back to New York City after a 7 month trip through Southeast Asia, where she completed her yoga teacher training in Bali. So, Lori, having a job like ours in real estate, it's very demanding, and also you're coaching clients. Tell us about your new normal.
Sure. Yeah. So, new normal has been kind of figuring out how to sell real estate virtually. And it's been kind of navigating this new world of figuring out how to do Zoom appointments with people, and the day never ends. And sometimes where we're on webinars at 9:30, 10 p.m. at night for clients in Hong Kong, and then we're up early the next morning, doing it again for somebody in Europe. So that's been the new normal for me right now.
Well, and also balancing all that and being a new mom too. How do you do it all, Lori? How do you do it all?
Okay, yeah, if anybody on here that knows me right now is gonna be freaked out, but it's a new mom to a puppy. So I have a little almost 6-month-old mini schnauzer. So yeah, on top of everything that's been going on, we're also trying to train a little puppy. And if anybody else has gone through that, you know how stressful that is. I had no idea that it involved so much. So that's been quite a lot.
So if you have any tips or advice, make sure you let Lori know.
Please, yeah.
Having a puppy is the first step to having a human baby. Don't have a cat. Cats generally are very self-reliant. They don't need you. So get a dog. So
good training wheels.
Yes, it's a nice training wheels. Well, with all that, how do you stay so calm? I mean, you have a very calm demeanor when we work together all the time. You're very relaxed and soothing. How do you do it?
Oh, thank you. So, lots of things that I do. That's all part of my self-care routine. But one of the most simple things that I've learned how to do, and that I think is one of the most powerful, is simply just learning how to breathe. And when I start to feel myself getting stressed, I'd like to just take a step back and take a deep breath.
Okay.
We could try it right now, actually, if you'd like.
Sure.
All right.
Let's
So
do
you
it.
just sit up tall. You put both feet firmly on the ground.
Okay.
And we're just going to take a deep breath in through the nose and just exhale and sigh it all out through the mouth. So
Okay.
Deep inhale and exhale out through the mouth. Wow.
I feel more relaxed already.
Right? So simple, but so calming.
I mean, breathing is something that's happened second nature. We don't never think about it, right? So definitely. And I also heard that breathing also helps with detoxing too, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. We get rid of toxins. One of the ways we do that is through our breath. So yeah, it absolutely helps with that as well.
Nice. So, how did you get into the breathing exercise and everything?
Sure. Yeah. So yoga was really what kind of first made me really aware of my breath, was establishing a yoga practice. And I started going to yoga about 9 years ago now. And I went to a studio near Union Square called Yoga Vita.
Okay.
And that's really where I kind of started to fall in love with the practice, and
Hmm.
was going like 5, 6 days a week, and really getting into that like that yoga high feeling that you get when you come out of class and your mind is so clear. And I'd walk in with so many things on my mind, and by the end, when we were laying there in shavasana, and just all you were focusing on was your breath, and it was just such a calming, peaceful feeling that I had. So
And thank you for the new people that's joining right now. Just to let you guys also know that we're going to be doing a meditation exercise later on, so stay tuned to that. And your teacher training was in Bali, right? Tell us a bit more about how did you end up in Bali long enough to do your yoga training?
yeah, that's kind of a crazy story. So at the end of 2018,
Hmm.
my boyfriend and I decided to quit our jobs. We
Okay,
got rid of our apartments, sold everything, and we booked a one-way ticket to Southeast Asia and started
that's
traveling
awesome.
around. Yeah. So Bali was one of the destinations we definitely had in mind. We didn't have everything kind of planned out exactly where we were going to go, but we knew we wanted to make it to Bali, and we did. We were there for about 4 months, and a month of
Nice.
that I was at my yoga teacher training.
Where else did you travel to in Southeast Asia?
We started in the Philippines, and then we
Okay,
went to Thailand,
okay,
and then we ended in Indonesia. Um,
nice.
yeah, we got Singapore in there a few times too for visa resets. We had to go back and forth a few times.
Did you go to the street markets and stuff like that and tried out
Oh yeah,
the awesome
yeah, yeah.
the hawker market, right?
Oh
I heard
yeah.
that
We
they're awesome.
lots of food. Oh my gosh, so much. Yeah,
And
such an
it's so
amazing trip.
fresh too.
It is. Yeah. Oh my gosh, it was great. Loved it.
So so that's where you learned more about meditation as well, right?
Yeah. So when I did my yoga teacher training, that's when I kind of really took my meditation, I guess, to the next level in a way, because they
Okay.
had us, meditating every single morning at 6 a.m.
Wow.
for 20 to 40 minutes.
Okay.
And I had never meditated that long or that early before,
Uh-huh.
ever. So, um, yeah, that was really when I kind of started to learn more about the deeper meaning into meditation, into yoga, was then. Yeah.
Nice. So are you still meditating at 6 a.m. every morning?
You're calling me out.
Just
No,
asking.
not exactly. No.
Okay.
So, I did have high expectations of, oh, I'm going to start getting up before the sun comes up every morning, and I'm going to do my meditation first thing, and I'm always going to do it for, 20 minutes at least. Um, but, the reality of my, life, I guess, kind of adjusted that. And, there's really no wrong or right way to meditate. And you got to kind of find out what works for you. And, for me, it's a little bit different right now. I'm more like a 7 a.m., 7:30 a.m. meditator.
All
So,
right. Well, I mean, I look at meditating kind of like working out, right? You
mhm,
got to set it on your schedule. If it's not on your to-do list, it doesn't get done.
mhm.
But it's great to kind of like get it done first thing in the morning before all the craziness of life comes in, right?
Yes, yeah, exactly. And that's the whole idea with, why you might hear one of the suggestions is to start meditation first thing in the morning. And that's because, your mind hasn't really started with that, the racing and all the thoughts and demands of the day haven't kind of fully started yet.
Especially to people like me, where young children, and you're like, oh my
Right.
gosh, once they wake up, they own the day. That's it.
Yeah.
You're like, so you got to get things done beforehand. If not, it's over.
It's not going to
Um,
happen. Yeah.
so tell us about your current meditation practice.
Sure. Yeah. So I do try to get some kind of meditation in the mornings when I get up. It's typically kind of more of like a silent meditation where I'll just be listening to maybe some music, taking myself through some breath work. And then I find that, an afternoon time is really a great time for me to do another meditation. And that's really what I feel like has helped me so much with managing my stress, is having that time midway through the day where I just kind of take a break and enjoy some kind of guided meditation.
Got it. So, so do you have any? particular apps or recordings that you're using for meditation?
Yeah, I use the Calm app quite a bit. I love it.
Okay. I have
Uh,
it as well.
you
Yeah.
do, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Tamara Mellon's voice is so calming. I love it.
Nice.
So I tend to use that in the morning just for kind of the time to meditation where it's just quiet and music. But then
Mhm.
what I like about that app is that there's all kinds of different guided meditations depending
Mhm.
on, what you might want to focus on one day. And so in the afternoons is typically when I'd go through one of those guided meditations, and it's a very easy way to kind of slip into a relaxed meditative state versus
Mhm.
maybe just trying to sit there on your own and try to meditate, let
I tried
somebody
that.
else
It
kind
does.
of
It doesn't
yeah,
work. My mind doesn't shut off, or
right.
because I don't even know what to do, and that five
Hmm.
minutes feels like 5 hours. It's like the quiet time. So yeah, definitely the guided meditation is the way to go. I think for at least for me personally, or for anyone that's getting started. Would you say?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's definitely the way to go for someone. If you haven't tried much meditation yet, I would highly recommend kind of, checking into some of these apps or just going on YouTube, and looking for some guided meditations.
Nice. So why have you chosen to start incorporating meditation into your coaching work?
Yeah, so I found that meditation really helps us get present and become more aware of our habits,
Okay.
and that's really where habit change starts, is kind of just with awareness.
Hmm.
And it can be in meditation also just allows our body to relax, and when we can relax we get into what we call our parasympathetic nervous system, and this is our rest and digest system, rest and repair system, where the body, needs to be in this relaxation state to be able to take care of our bodies and to get over any issues we might be having with our health.
Got it. So, so can our viewers benefit from this and activate their parasympathetic nervous system? And how do you do that?
Sure, yeah, absolutely. So it's actually quite easy to do that just through your breath.
Okay.
So, what happens when we're stressed and we're in our fight or flight system is that your breath tends to be very shallow and quick.
Okay.
And that's communicating to your body that, things are stressful and
Hmm.
you're in this stressful state, right? You think about the fight or flight system of, protecting us from where we might have to run from danger, right? And um, and so what you want to do is you want to kind of slow down and start to breathe deeply. And what this does is it almost kind of like tricks the body into thinking like, well, I thought I was completely stressed out, but I'm breathing like a normal person. So like maybe everything's okay, And so
Okay.
you kind of start to shift into that, out of the fight or flight and into the parasympathetic nervous system.
That's great to know because a lot of times people don't realize that in US, the number one killer is stress. So, tricking
Mm-hmm.
and that's stress from everything, especially during this period of time during COVID, you're stressed with, can I keep my job? Is everything going to be okay? Is my family going to be safe? Homeschooling my kids,
Right.
staying with them 24/7. I'm not, saying from personal experience, but, sometimes you do need a break. So,
Yeah.
so how do we go about activating this? And you just mentioned like 557. What's that about?
Yeah, so we can do this through a breath work that I teach my clients called the 557 breath.
Hmm.
And the idea here is that you simply just breathe in for the count of
Hmm.
5, you hold for about 5, and
Okay.
then you breathe out for the count of 7.
Okay.
So we can give that a try as well. If you'd like to test it out, we'll do a couple rounds of that.
Sounds
Um,
good.
so just go ahead and, again, if anyone's going to join us, you just uncross your
Mhm.
legs if you're sitting cross-legged and put 2 feet firmly on the floor.
Okay.
You can sit up nice and tall. And you can close your eyes if you like or keep them open, whatever you feel most comfortable with. And I'm going to hold and count for about 5, but if that feels uncomfortable at all or seems like too long, don't get caught up in holding it for the exact count. You just want to basically breathe in and hold for a shorter amount of time than when you breathe out. So you want to make sure your breath out is a little longer than your
Okay.
inhale. Okay.
Got
So
it.
we're going to take a deep inhale. And also you don't want to fill up to your like top capacity.
Okay.
Just 2-3/4 of the way is fine. You don't want to kind of put that stress on your body of like going up too high with all your breath, right? So
Yeah.
nice, easy breath, big breath, but not too much.
So stop before you start fainting. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't want that.
No. Okay.
Okay. So I'm gonna start with taking a nice big inhale through your nose. Hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Do it one more time. Take a big inhale. Hold. Exhale. And so what I would recommend is doing that for about 10 rounds of breath. And this is something very important to do, especially right before you're going to eat, because one of the worst things we can do to our body is to eat when we're stressed. So that's typically a time that I would recommend it to my clients. But you can also use it, maybe right before bed to help you kind of relax and unwind from the end of the day, or anytime
before an important meeting,
or
before you have an argument with your spouse, or
yes,
when
before an
your kids
Instagram
stress you out,
live,
before Instagram live.
Anytime you need a little calm.
Sounds good. So, for our viewers that don't know how to do a meditation, can you walk us through one?
Sure. Yeah, I'm happy to.
Awesome.
So I'll take you through a short guided meditation so you can
Okay.
see what that's like. And this is going to be a very relaxing meditation. So you do not need to stay sitting straight up. You can actually find a comfortable place to lean back. So you can lean back into your chair, wherever you are, and just find a comfortable place and go ahead and close your eyes and settle in to this space that you found. And with each breath, just start to let all your muscles release. And start to bring your awareness inside and let all outside distractions and noises remain outside. Bring your attention to your forehead and your jaw. Notice if you're still holding on to any tension there. Just let it release. Let that release continue down your body like a wave rolling from your head to your toes. Take note of how your body feels. With each breath, get more curious about how you're feeling. If there are any places in your body that you're still holding onto, they're still being held and activated that do not need to be. Give those muscles all permission to just release completely and to soften, to loosen and become very comfortable. It's just as we continue through the meditation, you might notice thoughts arise, things you need to do. This is perfectly normal. just let your mind know that all those thoughts will be waiting for you. And that for right now, all you need to do is follow your breath and listen to my voice. Nowhere to go, nowhere to be. Become an observer of your breath now. Notice how your body moves with each breath. Notice what muscles activate and release. Notice the channel of air passing through as it moves from the room to your lungs and back again. Keep your attention, focus on your breath. Let your mind just follow the breath without judging it, just noticing what it is. Notice what words you would use to describe this form of breathing. Take note of how you're feeling now in comparison to before. When you're ready, start to bring your attention back to your surroundings. Start to notice the sounds around you again in the room. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. Okay.
I was so worried I was going to knock out. It was so relaxing. Thank you.
Welcome.
So that's after today, as you and I have been through coaching programs, it's always what's next, right? You want people getting excited, but something practical. So what's a good next step for them to do after this if they wanted to continue this journey on meditating?
Sure. Yeah. So, with any new habit that you want to achieve, it's really best to kind of start thinking about how and when you can do it, right? So if it's meditation, you might want to think about, okay, well, when in my day can I meditate? And, is it going to be in the morning? Do I need to wake up earlier? Do I need to find a place in my home that's quiet and, maybe navigate with family members of, where that's going to be? And really be intentional about where you can set yourself up for this practice, and also know kind of, okay, well, which one am I going to do? Am I going to download the app? Go ahead and get it downloaded. Kind of just set yourself up. I think Kai, you mentioned before, kind of setting yourself up for getting to the gym and running. Same thing. You got to get that bag ready and get the shoes in the bag and set yourself up so when the time comes, you're not kind of scrambling and trying to figure it all out to get yourself there.
I think that's helpful. Like have a designated space that you're gonna do it with the mindset the night before on like getting everything ready, right? Whether that's in the office or in the closets or wherever it is that
Right.
you have some quiet space. I think that definitely helps to be undisturbed. And what we're really talking about is, maybe 10 minutes, 5, 10 minutes
Yeah.
out of your whole day to set yourself up to win, like mentally being able to be present and taking care of everything.
That's
So
right. Yeah, it doesn't
so
take
I'm sorry.
it doesn't take long at all. And I just want to bring up one other point that when you're first starting out too, it doesn't need to be 15, 20 minutes. Just start out with 3 minutes, 5 minutes, like whatever you can, work into your day.
Hmm.
It's better to do it more consistently for a shorter period of time than
Hmm.
trying to like, oh, I don't have enough time to do it, so I'll just do it tomorrow and then the next day, and then maybe you do it for 15 minutes one day and then you don't do it again for 3 days. So Starts
Well,
small.
yeah, I think that's definitely helpful, especially even like, t Tony Robbins saying, if you don't have 5 minutes, 15 minutes a day, you don't have a life. Like,
Yeah.
make that time. It's just the time commitment that you feel it's worth it, right? Well,
Hmm.
this is for yourself.
Yeah,
You might be busy, like me, like, taking care of your family, your kids, and everything else. But you need a little time for yourself. And
absolutely.
if you're not well, you can't take care of people around you as well. So I think that's very important. So, how do people get in touch with you?
Yeah, so if you'd like to check me out on Instagram, my handle is wellnessbender.
Hmm.
And I also have a website, wellnessbender.com, and they can check out my programs that I have there. I'm also doing Monday meditations at 9 a.m. over a Zoom call, a guided
Hmm.
meditation. So it'd be
Hmm.
similar to what we just went through,
Hmm.
and completely free. I'll just, if you're interested, send me a message, and I'll make sure you get the link to that.
Actually, in the meantime, if Lori, you could type it into
Ah,
the comments as well, so we can let them
okay,
know. And
okay.
personal notes, I've been on that meditation the first time I went on. Um, it was really interesting. It was very insightful. When we went into the meditation process, I started crying, bawling, and I had no idea why. It kind of freaked me out. But then I realized it was actually my body's way of telling me that it's okay to relax. It's okay to take a minute to be present because, with like we're mentioning with work and life and stress and everything happening around you, you don't really have time to like, take a step back and breathe.
Hmm. Yeah.
So that definitely helped me out. Some of the questions I saw is, you know, um, how long does it take for you to get into like a rhythm of where it becomes second nature for you to do this?
Mm-hmm. Um, yeah, good question. Yeah. um, there's that phrase that gets passed around a lot that, it takes 21 days to form a habit.
Mhm.
And in some cases that is true, but it depends on, what you're working on. And I think, it can be simple as, maybe a week or two, and you kind of start to get in that rhythm. And once you start to feel the benefits of anything, I think that's when you really start to shift into, I really want to do this, and I'm feeling the benefits of it. And just like with exercise or getting to the gym, it's like those first couple of times in that week is kind of like, ah, my gosh, like I have to,
I know.
I have to go. But then once you start feeling the benefits from it, it becomes so much easier. So yeah, I would say, definitely give yourself a couple weeks to try it out, and to also try different things, because meditation, just like yoga, just like working out, there's so many different ways to do it. There's no right or wrong, and you've got to figure out the type of meditation, the teacher, the timing that works for you.
Yeah, I love that there's no right or wrong way. There's no one size fits all. You gotta find something that works for you, and then take it from there and kind of acknowledge your body. See how your body feels from
Mm-hmm.
doing it. If it feels good,
Mm-hmm.
or you feel a little bit more clarity in your brain, in your mind, or you're sleeping better, eating better, or just be more happy, then maybe
Mm-hmm.
it's something to make it part of your life. And what we're talking about is a 5-10 minute commitment per day. Yeah, if you guys have time, would love for you to join Lori. I'm going to be there as well Monday at 9. And also, Lori wanted to give a shout out to a charity that we're working with right now.
Yes, yes, thank you for bringing this up. So, Waldorf Astoria has partnered with God's Love We Deliver, and God's Love We Deliver is a great charity that helps out those that are in need. They deliver medically inspired meals to those that are suffering with serious illness. So now more than ever, this is so important. And so you can check out Waldorf Towers NYC
Hmm.
and use that link to make a donation. And all the donations right now are being matched up to $25,000. And we'd love to kind of
Hmm.
max that out. So
Yes.
please go take a look at that. And you can also get involved by cooking a meal for somebody that you would have liked to have over, and cook a meal for in person. And you would instead now donate that money to God's Love We Deliver.
Yeah, so last week Lori cooked a Waldorf salad. So, interesting note, Waldorf, they created the red velvet cake, Waldorf salad, eggs Benedict. So a number of dishes. You don't have to cook any of those dishes, but just to give you some inspiration, me and my daughter Kylie, we made a pizza. So it's anything that resonates with you. But regardless, thank you guys so much for joining us today. Like I mentioned, this is our first of our series. Next Friday, I'm going to have Penelope Sue. She is a pediatrician. She's going to talk to us about dealing with stress during COVID. Hope you could join us then as well. And thank you all so much for joining. And thank you so much, Lori, for being here.
Yes,
And I
thank
hope
you.
everyone enjoyed it. And we'll try to bring Lori back in the future as well. Because I love the energy that Lori brings, and her message is really just to help people whatever way we can. Little kind acts of kindness goes a long way. It just makes me, it makes me think about, I don't know if you saw it, Lori, the message, the commercial before in the past where like someone helps someone and that person helps someone else,
Yes,
and then
and
so
just
on and so forth.
pay
So
it forward.
hopefully,
Yeah.
yeah, hopefully we could have that pay it forward mentality, especially during this time when we need it most, when people are being separated and you're separate but together. And
Yeah.
hopefully we'll get at this sooner than later. So thank
Yeah.
you everyone so much for joining us, and we'll see you in the next one. Thank you,
All
Larry.
right. Thanks,
Bye.
everybody. Bye.